Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Tasia, and I am back for another video. I am so sorry it's been so long. My life has been crazy. My computer died and I got everything up and running just recently. So just a quick apology, but I'm going to try and get right onto this video as um, I've got a lot of ground to cover. First off, I want to say thank you for tuning into the Trans Youth channel, and thank you so much for continuing to comment, rate, and subscribe. Please make sure you do keep us sending us your questions at transyouthchannel@gmail.com or to message us directly. And if you want to find out more about me, you can always go to my personal channel, which is XO?OX. Um, so the first topic that I'm going to dive into is the whole tips for, I guess, cisgendered people who want to date trans people. And I can only speak from my personal experience. I can't really speak from anyone else's experience. Um, and there's really not a whole lot I can say because I haven't been treated, I haven't been mistreated in the whole dating scheme yet. Um, like, I think the one thing that has happened quite often is that if it gets serious, um, you know, they they do become a lot more, oh, I don't want you to see my friends or my family or whatever have you, because, and then what they say to defend themselves is they're not ready to come out as gay, and that to me is like, you have to realize, like, everyone's gonna have different opinions, but my personal opinion is, if you are attracted to me, you are not gay. If you're in a relationship with me, you're not gay. You obviously like women, and that's why you're with me. Um, it just happens that part of my problem is that I was born with a male body, and in time that will be fixed. So it's only temporary, really. But I mean, in the same token, you only have to disclose my status to whoever you feel you need to. And you don't have to tell your family until you're ready. You don't have to tell your friends until you're ready. Until then, I don't sound like a man, I don't look like a man, so I don't really think you have anything to worry about. But my relationship, trying to compare your relationship with a trans girl to a gay relationship, to me is like a complete no go. Um, Also, just realize that the trans person you're dating is presenting themselves as a specific gender. So to really address it as that type of relationship. So if you're a female dating a male to female transsexual, it's a lesbian relationship. They want the same dynamic. Same thing with, males dating female to male or male to females. It's a straight relationship, so treat it like a straight relationship. Just because they have a medical condition does not mean you should change the premise of your relationship for that. And if you are so worried about other people's reaction, then you need to make that known to them, how it makes you uncomfortable, and then don't expect for the relationship to go much further, because I feel like, being a trans woman, I personally need things to be discussed. I personally need things to be talked about and let known. I don't like, not having talked about what the intentions of the relationship is about, and then finding out 2 weeks later that it's going to be nothing but what, a friend with benefits. I think that's really all I have to say about that topic. Just because I really haven't had any issue with dating. I date, it goes where I want it to go. Um, Beyond that, like, I feel quite okay with it. Um, Second topic is the Trans Enough movement. Now, with the Trans Enough movement, it's basically about the labels, versus the definition, the physical definition. So being transsexual doesn't mean you have to change your name or be on hormones or whatever have you to be a transsexual. And I think that's interesting. Um, I'm pretty sure, I guess my view of it might be a little controversial, but I think that if you're not taking hormones, or you're not taking the steps to completely align yourself with the other sex, I feel like you might not be transsexual, you might be transgendered, but on a different variant or a different scale, going between the whole gender bender, gender queer kind of thing. Um, and, like if you want to if you don't want to have the, SRS surgery, then so be it. But I don't know. For me, I feel like it's hard for me to relate to even the term transsexual personally. I feel like a transsexual now because I haven't had my surgery, but since I just recently had my name changed, and I've been living full time as a woman for nearly a year now, it to me, I feel like a transsexual, you know. But once I have my surgery, like even though I know I was born a male, I don't feel like I would be a part of the transsexual category. Um, but I feel like that might be only up until that point. But then again, this is a learning curve for everybody, and for me personally, I don't know what I'm going to think at that point. Um, by definition, the medical dictionary says I'm transsexual, so that's what they want to call it. Um, but in terms of, the variancy, gender variancy within the whole transsexual, it's words at the end of the day. Call it what you want. It doesn't really mean much to me. I mean, my personal definition of a transsexual is someone who is doing everything they can to make themselves the opposite gender that they were born physically. So that's, I think, all I really have to say on that topic, really. Um, I hope that was informative. If you have any more questions, definitely let me know, and we'll try and answer them. Again, you can find me on my personal page, which is XO question mark OX. And I would like to thank you once again for being so patient with me as I've been having some technical bleeplesies. Anyway, until next time, love and respect yourself, and I will see you very soon. Bye.